This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Get real.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm warning you, woman, find you your own man.
Welcome to DBL. I am Sam in for Tori. Happy Friday, everybody. Hello.
Hey.
And that was a clip, of course, of Beyonce's cover of the song Jolene that's on her new album, Cowboy Carter. Beyonce put a personal touch on the song by changing some of the lyrics. On Instagram, Dolly Parton said, quote, Beyonce is giving that girl some trouble and she deserves it. And while Dolly approves the cover, singer Lily Allen is not feeling it. Recently on her podcast called Miss Me, Lily shared her take on the cover of her Dolly Parton classic. Here is what Lily said.
It's very weird that you cover the most successful songs in that genre. Yeah, I just feel like it's quite an interesting thing to do when you're like trying to tackle a new genre and you just choose the biggest song in that genre to cover. I mean, you do you, Beyonce, and she literally is doing her. Or is she doing Dolly?
Despite what Lily Allen thinks, many are enjoying this new version of the song, like The View's Joy Behar, who likes Beyonce's take on the lyrics. Okay, Erica, what are you thinking, girl?
Well, Lily Allen has a new podcast, and the question is, miss me, and the answer is no. You know, she talked about it being calculated, and or how Beyonce's decision to do Jolene was calculated, and I think her decision to comment on Beyonce in this way was very calculated. There was also a part where she questioned if Beyonce had help when it came to her look or her face. There was some controversy on that, and I'm just gonna say that's going to be something she's going to have to deal with, having those questions for quite some time, because some of us got it and other of us have to try. You know, I think also the decision is very calculated to make this headline news. The podcast is obviously only 7 episodes deep, and people are doing anything that they can in order to get listens. Lily Allen was always known as a contrarian, so I'm not really surprised by it.
Steph?
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. And I think, yeah, the decision by Beyonce was calculated to tackle one of the most famous country songs, rightfully so, and people love it. So why not? And I love that she's modernized it, she's updated it, she's made it her own, and not only that, she's got the full-on stamp seal of approval of Dolly Parton.
Right.
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, and also she you know, you can't, listen, if you relate to that song, like clearly Beyonce did, and then she made it her own, the difference between the two of them is Jolene is asking when Beyonce is telling, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think that's really important. Like, I'm not gonna ask, don't take my man, I'm gonna tell you don't take my man. And that is definitely a modern take on it. Plus, there's dozens of other songs, Lily Allen, that she created on her own, wrote, created, produced, so there's another, though, cover that we need to talk about that's also making a lot of news. Jolene is not the only song that Beyonce covered. She also covered the famous Beatles song Blackbird. So let's take a listen to this.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise.
So Paul McCartney took to Instagram to praise Beyonce for reinforcing the civil rights message that inspired him to write the song in the first place. So for those who do not know, the song was written by Paul in 1968 about desegregation in American schools, specifically about the Little Rock Nine. They were the first group of black students to desegregate an Arkansas high school in 1957. Al. I had no idea that that's what Blackbird was about.
Well, yeah.
So I'm glad that Beyonce did this because now I know.
Well, that's the cool thing about art, and that's why, weirdly, going back to our previous story, even though I think it's probably fair to say nobody up here really agreed with Lily Allen's take, I agree with the idea that she should be able to have it. Everybody is allowed to judge art, even though I believe it was calculated. Got to get those numbers up. To this song, which is much more important, I think we forget because we always factor in music. We think about, oh, I'm going to go dance to that, or that song makes me feel sexy. A lot of music is about, opposition to whatever is holding you back. This song, strangely, when I saw we were going to be covering this, I went back and looked at the history of Strange Fruit. Billie Holiday sang that song. She famously, pretty much, she was, the FBI went after her for singing that song. She was banned from singing it in nightclubs. It was about, lynching in the South, the strange fruit swinging from the trees. And it cost her life, cost her her career and her life. And the reason that they reacted like that is because they know that music motivates people. Get up, stand up for your rights.
Right.
Aretha Franklin,
Right.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Yeah.
These aren't just songs. These are women saying, we're tired of your nonsense, fellas. Fix it.
Right.
And that's what those songs are about, and that's why they've resonated for all these years. So understand, whenever there's a big response, especially from the government, you know you're on the right track.
And there's a few really important black women that are attached to that song. Am I right?
In the country music world, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we. Sorry, go ahead.
No,
sorry,
no,
darling.
you go.
No, we were going to say also on her album, I think we've got a clip as well from Tiara saying why the album was so important. Not only will it change the future of country music, but music as a whole. I can't wait to watch it unfold. And this is her on TikTok crying when she has heard her voice on the Beyonce album, which is
right.
beautiful.
So she's also amplifying other women who may not get a chance, black women, because of the genre and their history of excluding specific people. Erica.
Yeah, I think of, Mickey Guyton's been around for a very long time in country music, and just recently are we seeing her more on main stages, like she performed at the Super Bowl, and she's been a very instrumental figure. There's so many people who don't necessarily look like what people would consider country music artists who have been in this genre since they were children, and it's very hard to break through. So for Beyonce to come in and bring them with, and not to say that I don't want to be like bring them with when they've been working so hard, but at the same time, there generally is a catalyst for change, and Beyonce has the platform and the systems behind making that catalyst happen.
All right, good conversation coming up on DBL. We are talking with a former astronaut all about how to get the best view of Monday's solar eclipse. Plus, we're talking about the conspiracies, of course, surrounding the eclipse and the food deals that companies are rolling out to celebrate.
You're looking for a new America. Are you tired working time and a half for half the pay? Yeah, yeah. I just pray that we don't crash. Keep my Bible on the dash. We gotta keep the faith.
Welcome back to DBL. The long-awaited solar eclipse is on Monday, and that is when the moon will pass between the Earth and the sun, blocking out light for about 4 minutes. But the event is fueling all sorts of conspiracies and even some predictions. There are people who believe the eclipse will mark the second coming of Christ. Others believe that it's a very bad omen due to the fact that the path of totality passes over 7 cities in America that are named Nineveh, and in the Bible, that describes a city that is evil. Okay. Further fueling this conspiracy theory, during the eclipse, this comet, nicknamed the Devil Comet, will be visible. I'm trying to look at it to see why it's called the Devil Comet. I guess apparently...
I think we can all see why.
You see horns?
No,
oh, yeah.
I don't.
That's what people claim.
Oh, that's what they're saying?
People
it
claim...
looks like an x-ray of a tooth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, people claim it also looks like a devil with horns. So, Al, what do you think of these conspiracy theories?
Look, whatever conspiracies, just like they did in ancient Greek mythology, they helped you understand the world you don't understand.
Yeah, but that was before
Yes,
we had science.
But people still don't listen to it. So what you do
Science,
is
what's
you
that?
make it up. And also, you know, it's so weird. I don't mind that you say, you know, when the eclipse happens, we're all going to die or whatever your prediction is, but then we don't. And then, like, what happens to those people? How do their followers let them get away with it? They put a hard date. It's like May 5th. And then it's the 6th, and they're like, sup. I'm like, no, like, y'all been talking about this for years.
We've
Like,
got to sacrifice a few people because we didn't do it right.
how do they get away with this? Steph, Erica, Sam, tell me.
I've got a list of theories.
Give it to us, please.
So in ancient China, they believe that it's a dragon attacking and devouring the sun. Greece, they say that it comes from the word eclipse actually comes from the Greek word meaning abandonment, saying that, you know, the sun is abandoning the earth, you know? So yeah, there's loads. We could go on forever. The wrath of a sun god.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think Steph
aggressive.
is saying
It's all
that
very angry,
conspiracies
isn't it?
can go on forever.
Okay.
I tend to agree.
All right. Well, speaking of the eclipse, brands, and I like this part of it, I like these reasons to celebrate. Brands are looking to cash in with all sorts of eclipse-related merch. Pizza Hut will give customers a total Eclipse of the Hut deal.
That's cool.
Any large pizza for $12. Burger King has a special BOGO deal on Whoppers on the Burger King app. Sun Chips, this sounds delicious. Tell me if you agree, is offering a limited edition solar eclipse chip. It's pineapple, habanero, and black bean spicy Gouda.
Super blar.
I think
That
it sounds
is
yum
disgusting.
yum, but it's only available for 4 minutes and 27 seconds on their website.
Oh, that's smart. That's going to create
A frenzy.
Yes.
Moon Pie is offering the Solar Eclipse Survival Kit for $10 with 4 chocolate mini moon pies and 2 pairs of Eclipse glasses.
I'm down with that.
Insomnia Cookies is bringing back its pretty cool looking moon cookie cake in honor of the eclipse. And finally, I love this one, and I'm going to pick some up for my kids. Krispy Kreme has a total solar eclipse specialty dozen with Oreos. Do we like this, or is this ridiculous? Erica?
Let's get festive. I mean, why discriminate against the eclipse? You know, like, why? I mean, I like this for your children
Oh, we're gonna
and
do
other
it.
children. Now,
Yeah.
me personally, a lot of these stories are giving me sugar belly, but that's only because I'm a woman of a certain age and I can't get down with those things.
Wait, really
belly.
quickly, which one of those deals would you two do?
Ooh,
I think I'd go
donuts.
for the moon pie and glasses.
Oh,
Okay.
you can eat moon pies?
Yeah.
Still?
I mean, it wouldn't be good after, but I can, literally.
You know what's interesting? Because here in Denver, it's in the middle of the day. I got a message from my son's school saying they will not be playing outside during their said playtime because they don't want any kids to accidentally
like,
look
look
up
up.
and hurt their eyes.
Wow, that's smart, though. Yeah, there'd be one kid. You know there would be. I
my
dare
kid.
you.
Kid who would put their tongue on
Yes.
the pole.
The ice
All
cold
it takes
pole.
is the triple dog dare.
Good one. Straight up from Christmas Story. Coming up on DBL. Speaking of the eclipse, how can we get the best view? A former astronaut is sharing his advice next.
Welcome back. Millions of people are hoping to catch a glimpse of the solar eclipse on Monday. Earlier, we spoke to former NASA astronaut Terry Virts about the rare event that will turn into night.
Terry Virts, welcome to DBL.
Good to be with you guys. Terry, I'm so excited to talk to you today, so we're going to jump right in. You are a former NASA astronaut, which is super cool, and you have conducted 3 spacewalks and spent more than 200 days in space. What is your favorite thing about being up there?
I've got to say, so floating is cool. Getting to move around, you know, walking with your hands is very cool. But the view just can't be beat. I took a lot of pictures, shot a lot of video, looking back at the planet, looking out in the galaxy. The view, I could talk for hours about it, and I often do. It's really spectacular.
That doesn't include a moonwalk, does it? Spacewalk and moonwalk are 2 different things.
Moonwalk is like a spacewalk because there's a vacuum there. Again, you can't take your helmet off on the moon, but at least there's gravity, so you can kind of bounce around like our Apollo guys did back in the 60s and 70s.
Have you ever been on the moon?
He's like 9.
Nobody's been on the moon since 1972. It's been over 50 years.
Why not, T-Bone?
It's just money. It's just time and money. So have to talk to the politicians about that. But we'll be going back soon. NASA has a program called Artemis. Hopefully we'll be back on the moon before too long.
Okay, I'm done.
Many people are looking forward to the solar eclipse happening on April 8th.
Yeah.
Can you explain what is going to happen?
I'm looking forward to it too. So the moon goes around the Earth about once a month, and there's always a shadow for the moon. So the sun is always shining on the moon, and there's always a shadow that normally just goes out into space and nobody sees it. But every once in a while, the orbit lines up just right so that the moon passes in front of the sun, and when the shadow lands on Earth, we call that an eclipse because people on Earth can look up and see the sun blocked by the moon. On April 8th, it's going to happen in America. It goes from Texas through Cleveland and Buffalo up to Maine, and so millions of Americans can see this.
Now, experts are expecting up to 4 million people to be watching this solar eclipse, so please tell us, how do we watch it safely? I know it's don't look directly into the sun.
So I'm partnering with Sonic. They're really promoting this eclipse in STEM. They have a really cool space treat we can talk about in a second, but you can get, you need some type of eclipse viewing glasses, and you can get these at Sonic, but you need something that's very dark. When I put these on, they're almost completely black. They look, first of all, they look cool, right? But they're also super dark. They're not like normal sunglasses, and you need something safe in order to look at the sun without permanently damaging your vision, which you don't want to do.
No, you do not. All right,
Some people have to wear those when they look at me.
Because of how hot you are?
Just the whole thing.
Okay, back to the astronaut. Talk to me about the drink. I'm the one they gave about the food and stuff. I want to know what's in that drink and what's going on.
They're making a special eclipse treat. It's called the Blackout Slush Float, and it's black in honor of the eclipse. It tastes like cotton candy dragon fruit, so it's kind of a sweet slush, and they've got some soft serve and some galaxy sprinkles on top. So it's a very space-themed thing. And between now and the eclipse, if you get one of these, you will get a pair of eclipse glasses for free. So you got to get your eclipse glasses anyway. You may as well go to a Sonic and get your free eclipse viewing glasses also.
You've seen a few eclipses, Terry. Which is the most memorable for you?
In 2015, I was on the ISS, and there was an eclipse over the North Atlantic. So it was one of those times where, you know, people don't really see it, but it happens. And we didn't know if we could see it, and we looked off. It was off to the north, and there was this big black hole on Earth. It was really weird, unlike anything I'd ever seen, for sure. So it was kind of an unexpected bonus, but I did get to see an eclipse from space.
Wow, total eclipse of the heart is what he said.
All right, Terry.
There you go.
Back to me. Speaking of seeing things, have you ever seen weird things in space, like aliens or something you just couldn't describe? Giggled.
So you got to read my most recent book, How to Astronaut. I got a chapter about aliens. I did not actually see any aliens, and so it was amazing. I saw incredible things that I never imagined, but it was nothing unexplainable. But you know, at the end of the day, there's billions of stars out there. There's billions of planets out there. So you'd think if there's life here, there must be life somewhere else. Life is incredibly complicated. I don't think it just happens on its own. So I don't know if it's out there or not. Even if there's other life out there, I don't know if they would ever make it to Earth. But maybe now that the Sonic slush is here, maybe they'll want to come grab one.
we need to grab a Sonic slush and talk some more off camera, okay? You could give me the real goods.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
We'll
not
talk about
lying to
Area
us.
52. Everybody talks about Area 51. Area 52 is the one you want to hear about.
Thank you so much for joining us on DBL.
Thanks for having me on.
And putting up
Thanks
with
for
our
having me on.
antics. Again, to our viewers, as Terry mentioned, you can receive free Eclipse viewing glasses with the purchase of the limited time blackout slush float while supplies last. Thanks again, sir. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Welcome back to DBL. Did you know that sitting can be bad for your health? People that sit for the majority of their day put significant stress on their joints and even face a greater risk of developing cardiovascular disease. But new studies show that doing just 30 minutes of exercise daily can reverse that risk. So do you all feel like you're getting enough exercise? Steph, do you?
I feel like I have to encourage myself to get my steps in, and I wear an Apple Watch, and when I don't, that is very motivating actually, because when you see you're nowhere near, you're like, ugh.
Right, you walked maybe to get a coffee.
Well, your Apple Watch will talk to you like nobody else can.
It's like, get
It'll just
up.
be like,
It tells
stand
you,
up.
yeah.
You're like,
Does
all
it
right.
really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, come on, bro.
Get up.
Yes,
And it
it'll
does
just
make me
tell
do it,
you.
so then I feel bad. Like, I better move.
Something that can help your joints in addition to daily exercise is Omega XL. It's a powerful joint support that's helped millions of consumers and is backed by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 800-630-5419 or visit OmegaXL.com for more information. Before we go, there is a meme that is dividing people about how to eat a sandwich. Take a look. Should the next bite be on the left, the middle, or the right? Everyone take a look.
Definitely B.
No.
Yes.
Absolutely
B
not.
is the next bite.
Yeah, B is the next bite. It's sticking up.
It's
Excuse me.
It's C, of course.
Excuse me.
I feel like if it was
Thank
me,
you.
I'd probably go for C.
C, the
B
corner?
looks a bit stressful to me. I'd probably make Richey bite that.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Erica, if you
No.
bite B, you're gonna get jelly on both
gonna be
sides of your
mad.
mouth.
Erica, it's B.
is the
Keep
next-
it clean. Thank
First,
you.
You want to make sure you get all of your ingredients
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
bite.
and then
because
your
by the
next
end-
bite is all
By the time
crust.
you get to C, you don't have any ingredients. It's just bread.
Erica, if you do what you want to do, then the next bite is all crust. That's what you have to look
No,
forward to.
well,
A
then
full
you don't
mouth
finish
of
the
crust.
crust. You just
Oh,
don't
so
finish
now
the
we're wasting
crust.
food? No, I'm gonna balance out my crust and my bread ratio.
You're not going to move over the
DBL
ingredients
is
from one
new
side to the other
every
by
day.
eating
We'll
C.
see you
Look at
same
that.
time,
You would be a
same
crazy
place,
person.
You're a
Monday.
crazy person.
Erica.